We often believe we need to feel ready before we begin, but readiness rarely arrives wrapped in comfort and certainty. The truth is, our minds seek safety, not success, so they invent excuses, distractions, and delays to protect us from risk. Hill warned us, indecision is the seed of fear. When we postpone action, we give fear time to take root and grow. We hesitate not because we lack ability, but because we lack the habit of decision and the courage to act without guarantees. Most people spend their lives preparing to begin, sharpening pencils, organizing notes, rewriting plans, yet never stepping into motion. They confuse movement with progress and planning with productivity, all while their dreams slowly wither in silence. Hill makes it clear, the world does not reward ideas. It rewards those who dare to act on them with unwavering conviction. Waiting for certainty is waiting forever. Life rewards the bold, not the perfectly prepared. Fear thrives in stillness, but it loses power when you take decisive action, even if that action is imperfect. The longer you wait, the heavier the fear becomes, until even the smallest step feels impossible. But the moment you move, something shifts. The fog lifts. Confidence begins to form, not before action, but because of action. That is why Hill emphasized definiteness of purpose, a clear, burning desire that propels you beyond hesitation. Without purpose, the mind drifts, and a drifting mind, as Hill warns, becomes the playground of fear. You must choose clarity over confusion, commitment over comfort, action over anxiety. This is not about removing fear, it's about mastering it through motion. And you do that by deciding, boldly, fully, and without retreat. As Hill puts it, the man who actually knows what he wants and is determined to get it does not bargain with life. He commands life through discipline, vision, and persistent action, even in the face of setbacks. So ask yourself, what decision have you been delaying? What goal have you been tiptoeing around, waiting for the right moment? There will never be a perfect time. There will only be now, and what you choose to do with it. Many people wait for motivation to strike, believing they must feel ready before acting. But this is a myth Hill exposed in Outwitting the Devil. This mindset is self-sabotage, where inspiration never arrives, and opportunities slip away like sand through your fingers. Hill himself faced this during his research for Think and Grow Rich, forcing himself into action despite doubts, which led to his breakthroughs. It's heartbreaking to see dreams fade because we wait for the right mood or external push. Indecision acts as a hidden enemy, amplifying fears and keeping ideas idle, just as Hill described in his works. Without a firm decision, your energy scatters, and fear grows stronger, wasting precious time and potential. Think of Andrew Carnegie, whom Hill admired. He built his empire through quick, decisive actions, not endless deliberation. Fear of failure and uncertainty creeps in, making us hesitate and miss out on life's greatest opportunities. Hill's fear analysis in Think and Grow Rich shows that most fears are imagined, and mental discipline is the key to conquering them. The real-world consequences are painful, unfulfilled dreams, financial setbacks, and a life of regret that could have been avoided. But here's the good news. The solution lies in taking immediate action, as Hill so passionately taught. When you act, even if imperfectly, you generate momentum that builds real motivation and creates a positive feedback loop. Hill's principle of definite action reminds us that small steps lead to bigger successes, fueling persistence and autosuggestion. Imagine the thrill of starting something today and watching it snowball into achievement. That's the power you're capable of. Strengthening your decisiveness is crucial, drawing from Hill's mastermind concept, where collaboration and resolve amplify results. Practical tips, like setting time limits for decisions, can help you break free from hesitation and embrace clarity. Start by practicing the first step. Take one small, actionable move right away, as Hill advised in Think and Grow Rich. He said the starting point of all achievement is desire followed by action, and perfect conditions are just an illusion. Overcoming hesitation and fear begins with facing them head on, just as Hill taught through transmuting fear into faith. Hill's own story of rising from poverty and enduring criticism while writing his books is a testament to this approach. By confronting fear directly, you build confidence and its grip loosens, allowing you to move forward with courage. Remember, every time you push through, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, turning weakness into strength. Learning from failure is essential. Hill viewed it as a stepping stone, not an end, with his famous words. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Reframe your failures by journaling the lessons, adopting Hill's mindset to grow stronger with each setback. Building self-discipline is the key to sustained success, as Hill emphasized, making it the antidote to fear and procrastination. Self-mastery, a core Hill concept, means creating consistent habits that override fleeting emotions and drive you forward. Picture yourself waking up each day with purpose, tackling tasks head-on, and watching your fears dissolve through discipline. Practice positive habits like daily affirmations. Repeat phrases such as, "I act as if I fear nothing," to reprogram your mind, as Hill suggested with autosuggestion. Try a 30-day challenge. Commit to one habit that supports your goals and feel the transformation unfold. Creating a clear vision and goals is what fuels lasting motivation, a cornerstone of Hill's philosophy. His definite chief aim turns vague desires into tangible results, combating fear by channeling your energy with focus. Without clear goals, life feels aimless, but with them, you gain direction and the strength to push through obstacles. Define specific, measurable goals now, breaking them into steps, and use Hill's framework of writing them in the present tense. Visualize your success daily. It's a simple yet powerful tool to align your actions with your deepest aspirations. Let me share a real-life example that embodies Hill's principles. Consider Thomas Edison, whose story Hill often highlighted. He persisted through thousands of failures to invent the light bulb. Edison acted as if he feared nothing, viewing each setback as an experiment, not a defeat, illustrating resilience and action. Hill's own journey from poverty to success through decisive steps serves as another inspiring role model for us all. These stories remind us that anyone can overcome fear by embracing action and persistence. In conclusion, remember Hill's core message. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. By acting as if you fear nothing, you break the limitations you've set in your own mind, unlocking a life of achievement. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start today with one small step toward your goals. As Hill wisely said, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have. Embrace this wisdom, take action now, and watch your fears fade into the background of a bolder, more fulfilling life. Let's begin with a powerful quote from Napoleon Hill. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, but first, you must act as if you fear nothing. This timeless wisdom from Think and Grow Rich reminds us that fear is the invisible chain holding back our potential. In our daily lives, many of us experience procrastination and hesitation, rooted in the six basic fears Hill outlined: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. These fears create a mental paralysis, where even the brightest ideas remain trapped in our minds, unexecuted. Think about how often you've delayed a decision, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. Hill teaches that action, not feelings, is the true catalyst for progress. Procrastination is simply the opposite of decision. If we wait for external motivation, we stagnate, but by taking immediate steps, we align with Hill's principle of definiteness of purpose. Now, let's explore why you might not be taking action in the first place. One major reason is the false belief that you must feel ready before starting, a mindset Hill critiqued in Outwitting the Devil. This self-sabotage keeps you waiting for inspiration that rarely comes, leading to missed opportunities and regrets. Hill himself overcame this during his research for Think and Grow Rich, forcing himself into action despite his own doubts and hardships. Indecision acts as a hidden enemy, amplifying fear and leaving your ideas idle, as Hill described in his works. Without a firm decision, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in a sea of uncertainty. Look at Andrew Carnegie, a figure Hill admired. He built his empire through quick, decisive actions, not endless deliberation. Hesitation wastes your time and energy, turning potential successes into forgotten dreams. Fear of failure and doubt, key themes in Hill's writings, cause ongoing hesitation and rob you of valuable opportunities. In Think and Grow Rich, Hill's fear analysis shows that most fears are imagined, not real, and can be conquered through mental discipline. The real-world consequences are stark: unfulfilled dreams, financial setbacks, and a life of what-ifs. But here's the solution. Take immediate action, even if it's imperfect, to generate the momentum you need. As Hill emphasized, definite action creates a positive feedback loop where small steps lead to bigger successes and lasting motivation. Remember, persistence and autosuggestion, as Hill taught, turn hesitation into habit-forming progress. Strengthen your decisiveness by making firm, clear decisions, drawing on Hill's mastermind concept for collaboration and resolve. A practical tip: set time limits for your decisions, like giving yourself just 5 minutes to choose a path forward. Start with the first step. Take one small, actionable move right away, as Hill advised in Think and Grow Rich. For instance, write down a single goal today and commit to a task that moves you closer to it. Perfect conditions are a myth. Facing fear head-on is the next key to overcoming hesitation, just as Hill practiced in his own life. When Hill faced poverty and criticism while writing his books, he transmuted fear into faith through bold action. Immediate action dissolves fear's grip, building confidence with every step you take. Learn from failure as a stepping stone, not an endpoint, echoing Hill's principle of persistence. As Hill famously said, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Reframe your failures by journaling the lessons learned, turning setbacks into powerful fuel for growth. Now, build self-discipline as the key to sustained success, a concept Hill championed throughout his works. Discipline, not fleeting emotions, drives forward momentum and acts as the antidote to fear. Hill's idea of self-mastery means creating consistent habits that override procrastination and doubt. Practice positive habits daily, like waking up early or using affirmations such as, "I act as if I fear nothing." Tie this to Hill's autosuggestion techniques, where repeating empowering statements reprograms your mind for disciplined action. Challenge yourself to a 30-day habit-building routine, starting with one small change that aligns with your goals. Create a clear vision and goals to fuel your motivation, as Hill outlined in his Definite Chief Aim from Think and Grow Rich. Definite goals provide direction, transforming vague desires into tangible results and combating fear through focused energy. To apply this, define specific, measurable goals, write them in the present tense, and visualize success as Hill recommended, breaking them into actionable steps for immediate progress. For a real-life example, consider Thomas Edison, whose story Hill shared. He persisted through thousands of failures to invent the light bulb. Edison acted as if he feared nothing, viewing each failure as an experiment, embodying Hill's principles of action and resilience. Hill's own journey from poverty to success through decisive action serves as another inspiring model for us today. In conclusion, remember that motivation follows action, not the other way around, as Hill repeatedly taught. By acting as if you fear nothing, you break the limitations you've set in your own mind. The key takeaway: start today, no matter how small the step, and watch your fears fade. Urge yourself to decide on one action item right now and execute it. Don't wait for the perfect time. As Hill wisely said, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have. Embrace this mindset, and you'll unlock a life of achievement and fulfillment. Remember, the power to act fearlessly is within you, waiting to be unleashed through consistent, purposeful steps. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, but first, you must act as if you fear nothing, as Napoleon Hill wisely stated in Think and Grow Rich. Fear often manifests as procrastination, hesitation, and a lack of motivation, stemming from the 6 basic fears Hill identified, like poverty and criticism. These fears create a mental paralysis that stops you from pursuing your goals, even when you have the ideas and knowledge at your fingertips. Waiting for the perfect moment or external motivation only leads to stagnation, as Hill emphasized that procrastination is the opposite of decision. The need for change is urgent. Action, not feelings, is the catalyst for progress, aligning with Hill's philosophy of definiteness of purpose. Many people wait for motivation to strike before taking action, but as Hill revealed in Outwitting the Devil, this is a form of self-sabotage. Inspiration rarely arrives on command, leading to missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. Hill himself overcame this during his research for Think and Grow Rich, forcing himself into action despite his doubts and fears. Indecision acts as a hidden enemy, amplifying fear and keeping ideas idle, just as Hill described in his works. Without a firm decision, you waste time and energy, as successful figures like Andrew Carnegie demonstrated by making quick, bold choices to build their empires. Fear of failure and uncertainty further fuel hesitation, turning what could be opportunities into regrets. Hill's fear analysis in Think and Grow Rich shows that most fears are imagined and can be conquered through mental discipline. The real-world consequences include unfulfilled dreams and financial setbacks, making it essential to break free from this cycle. The solution lies in taking immediate action, which generates momentum and builds motivation, as per Hill's principle of definite action. Even imperfect steps create a positive feedback loop, where small actions lead to bigger successes, echoing Hill's teachings on persistence. Strengthening decisiveness means making firm, clear decisions, drawing from Hill's mastermind concept for amplified results. Set time limits for your decisions to avoid endless deliberation and align with Hill's advice for proactive behavior. Practice the first step by taking one small, actionable move right away, as Hill advised that desire must be followed by action. Write down a single goal and commit to an immediate task, remembering that perfect conditions are a myth, according to Hill. Facing fear head-on is key to dissolving it, using Hill's teachings on transmuting fear into faith. Hill's own story of enduring poverty and criticism while writing his books exemplifies how confronting fear builds confidence over time. By acting despite fear, you reduce its power and pave the way for personal growth. Learning from failure is essential, as Hill taught that every adversity carries the seed of greater benefit. Reframe failures as stepping stones by journaling lessons learned, adopting Hill's mindset of persistence. This approach turns setbacks into opportunities, fostering resilience and long-term success. Discipline is the key to overcoming fear, as Hill emphasized in his works on self-mastery. Rather than relying on fleeting emotions, build habits that drive forward momentum and combat procrastination. Practice positive habits like waking up early or daily affirmations, tying into Hill's autosuggestion techniques. Repeating statements such as, I act as if I fear nothing reprograms your mind for disciplined action. Start a 30-day habit-building challenge to ingrain these practices and align with Hill's principles. Clear vision and goals fuel motivation, providing direction and sustaining progress, as Hill outlined in his Definite Chief Aim. Without definite goals, fear creeps in, but focused energy transforms vague desires into tangible results. Define specific, measurable goals using Hill's framework, writing them in the present tense for empowerment. Visualize success daily to combat uncertainty and maintain momentum. Break goals into smaller steps to make them actionable and less intimidating. A real-life example from Hill's books is Thomas Edison, who persisted through thousands of failures to invent the light bulb. Edison acted as if he feared nothing, viewing each failure as a necessary experiment, embodying Hill's principles. His resilience shows that decisive action leads to groundbreaking achievements, inspiring us to do the same. Hill's own journey from poverty to success through bold decisions serves as a relatable role model for modern challenges. By following Hill's wisdom, you can overcome obstacles and achieve your potential. In conclusion, remember that motivation follows action, not the other way around, as Hill repeatedly taught. Acting as if you fear nothing removes the limitations you set in your own mind. Hill's timeless wisdom reminds us that fear is conquerable through decisive, disciplined steps. The key is to start immediately, no matter how small the action. By applying these principles, you'll unlock your true capabilities and move towards success. Don't wait for the perfect time. As Hill said, the time will never be just right. Begin where you stand and use the tools you have today. Commit to one action item right now to break the cycle of hesitation. Visualize your goals and take that first step with confidence. Remember, every great achievement starts with a single, fearless act. Hill's philosophy empowers you to transform fear into fuel for your ambitions. Embrace this mindset and watch as your life shifts toward greater fulfillment. Finally, act as if you fear nothing, and let Napoleon Hill's legacy guide you to victory. In the words of Napoleon Hill, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But first, you must act as if you fear nothing. This powerful truth from Think and Grow Rich reminds us that fear is the invisible chain holding back our potential. Think about the 6 basic fears Hill outlined: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. They creep in and cause hesitation. Procrastination becomes your constant companion, whispering excuses that keep you stuck in place. You've got the ideas, the dreams, but fear turns them into distant fantasies rather than real pursuits. Hill teaches that this mental paralysis is self-imposed, a barrier we build with our own indecision. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap, as Hill said. Procrastination is the opposite of decision. External motivation won't save you. It's action that sparks the fire within. Consider how many opportunities slip away because you hesitate, just like Hill observed in the lives of the unsuccessful. Now, let's explore why you don't take action, starting with the myth of waiting for motivation. Hill, in Outwitting the Devil, exposed how relying on feelings of readiness is a form of self-sabotage. You sit and wait for inspiration, but it rarely arrives on schedule, leaving you in a cycle of delay. Hill shared his own story. During his research for Think and Grow Rich, he forced himself to act despite doubts, and that's what led to breakthroughs. If he had waited, his masterpiece might never have been written. This shows that motivation follows action, not the other way around. Next, failure to decide acts as a hidden enemy, as Hill described in his works. Indecision lets fear amplify, turning small doubts into towering obstacles. Look at Andrew Carnegie, a Hill favorite. He made quick decisions that built his empire, refusing to let hesitation waste his time. When you delay, energy drains away, and opportunities vanish like smoke. Fear and uncertainty compound this, as Hill explained in his fear analysis from Think and Grow Rich. The fear of failure isn't real. It's imagined, and it keeps you from even trying. This leads to unfulfilled dreams, financial setbacks, and a life of regret. But here's the solution. Take immediate action, as Hill championed in his principle of definite action. When you act, even imperfectly, you generate momentum that builds real motivation. It's a positive feedback loop. Small steps lead to bigger successes, just as Hill noted with persistence. Start strengthening your decisiveness by making firm decisions, drawing on Hill's mastermind concept for support. Set time limits for your choices. Don't let analysis paralysis take over. Practice the first step right now, echoing Hill's advice that desire must be followed by action. Write down one goal and commit to a single task immediately. Remember, perfect conditions are a myth. Overcoming hesitation and fear means facing them head on, as Hill taught in Transmuting Fear into Faith. Hill's own life proves this. He faced poverty and criticism while writing his books, but by acting boldly, he built confidence. Each time you confront fear, its power diminishes, paving the way for growth. Learning from failure is key, as per Hill's principle of persistence. He famously said, "Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." Reframe your failures by journaling lessons learned, turning setbacks into stepping stones. Build self-discipline as the key to success, just as Hill emphasized for self-mastery. Discipline isn't about fleeting emotions. It's the antidote to fear and procrastination. Through consistent habits, you overcome the pull of doubt, aligning with Hill's autosuggestion techniques. Practice positive habits like daily affirmations. Repeat, "I act as if I fear nothing," to reprogram your mind. Try a 30-day challenge. Tackle one task head on each day to build that unshakable discipline. Create a clear vision and goals to fuel your motivation, as Hill's definite chief aim demands. Without specific goals, fear creeps in, but with them, you gain focused energy and direction. Define your goals now. Make them measurable, write them in the present tense, and visualize success as Hill advised. Break them into steps, turning vague desires into actionable plans. For real-life inspiration, consider Thomas Edison, as Hill often referenced. Edison persisted through thousands of failures to invent the light bulb, acting as if he feared nothing by viewing each setback as an experiment. Hill's own journey from poverty to success through decisive action mirrors this resilience. In conclusion, remember Hill's core message. Motivation follows action, and the only limits are those in your mind. So, Take that small step today, decide on one action, and execute it now, as Hill urged. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But first, you must act as if you fear nothing. This powerful truth from Napoleon Hill reminds us that fear often holds us back from our greatest potential. Think about the 6 basic fears Hill outlined in Think and Grow Rich: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. These invisible chains create mental paralysis. You've got ideas, dreams, and the knowledge to succeed, yet hesitation keeps you stuck in place. Procrastination, as Hill called it, is the opposite of decision. It's a thief that steals your progress. Waiting for the perfect moment or external motivation is a trap that Hill warned against in Outwitting the Devil. You might think, I'll start when I feel ready, but that day rarely comes, leading to missed opportunities and regret. Hill himself faced this during his research for Think and Grow Rich, forcing action despite his doubts and financial struggles. Indecision is a hidden enemy, as Hill described, turning bold ideas into idle thoughts that fade away. Without a firm decision, fear amplifies, wasting your time and energy on what ifs instead of what can be. Look at Andrew Carnegie, a Hill favorite, who built his empire through quick, decisive actions, not endless deliberation. Fear of failure and uncertainty creeps in, making you question every step and hesitate at critical moments. Hill's fear analysis teaches that these fears are often imagined, not real, and can be conquered with mental discipline. The consequences are real: unfulfilled dreams, financial setbacks, and a life of what ifs that haunt you. But here's the turning point. Action is the key to breaking free, as Hill emphasized in his principles of success. The power of immediate action generates momentum, turning hesitation into progress and building genuine motivation. Even if your first step is imperfect, it creates a positive feedback loop, just as Hill described with persistence and autosuggestion. Start small and watch how one action leads to another, amplifying your energy and resolve. Strengthening decisiveness means making firm choices, drawing on Hill's mastermind concept for collaboration and clarity. Set time limits for your decisions. Give yourself 10 minutes to choose, and stick to it, as Hill advised for overcoming inertia. Practice the first step today. Identify one small task related to your goal and do it right now. Hill said the starting point of all achievement is desire followed by action, so don't wait for perfect conditions, they're a myth. Facing fear head on is how you dissolve its grip, as Hill taught through transmuting fear into faith. Remember Hill's own story. He confronted poverty and criticism while writing his books, emerging stronger each time. By acting despite the fear, you build confidence that grows with every challenge you overcome. Learning from failure is essential. Hill viewed it as a stepping stone, not an endpoint. His famous words echo, every adversity carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Reframe your failures by journaling the lessons learned, turning setbacks into valuable insights. Self-discipline is the key to success, as Hill stressed, acting as the antidote to fear and procrastination. It's not about fleeting emotions. It's about consistent habits that drive you forward, embodying Hill's self-mastery. Build positive habits like waking up early or starting your day with affirmations, as Hill recommended for autosuggestion. Repeat statements like, I act as if I fear nothing to reprogram your mind and foster discipline. Try a 30-day challenge. Commit to one daily habit that aligns with your goals and watch your fears fade. Clear vision and goals fuel your motivation, providing direction amid uncertainty, a cornerstone of Hill's philosophy. Hill's definite chief aim, transforms vague desires into actionable plans, combating fear with focused energy. Define specific, measurable goals today. Write them in the present tense and visualize your success, as Hill suggested. Break them into steps. If your goal is career advancement, start with updating your resume right away. Real-life examples prove this works. Take Thomas Edison, who persisted through thousands of failures to invent the light bulb. Edison acted as if he feared nothing, treating each failure as an experiment, embodying Hill's principles of resilience. Hill's own journey from poverty to success shows that decisive action, not circumstances, creates lasting change. In conclusion, remember that motivation follows action. As Hill taught, don't wait for it to appear. By acting as if you fear nothing, you break the limitations of your mind and unlock your true potential. Start today. Choose one action item, execute it now, and embrace Hill's wisdom. Do not wait. The time will never be just right.